Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, beautiful people of all sorts. Doesn't really matter. My name is Ahmad Rahsan. That's my middle name, Rahsan, but I like it because it's all vowels and it's easy to say. It rolls off the tongue, Ahmad Rahsan. Anywho, look at this right here. It's April 7th today. To me, it's a beautiful day. Look, man. I'm out here in a tank top. Just chilling. It's actually, it's good to have some good weather for once, besides just seeing snow everywhere and people be getting sick and all that. Look at this right here, though. April 7th, to me, 7 is a number of enthusiasm. So I hope a lot of people are enjoying this day and not wasting their time doing things like playing Farmville and stuff. You better be out and about, doing something. But anywho, I'm here today to talk about what's in front of me right here. This right here is wealth of knowledge. I've been reading this. My father made this book. He goes by Alchemy. His real name's Michael Jordan, but you can see why you gotta go by Alchemy, because a lot of people will make pun intended jokes. And he's been through that all his life. But the ABCs of Alchemy. The wonderful thing about this book right here, is two-sided. So you're getting two sources of information of things that revolve around our life that you don't really gain a good concept about. Sure, we know how to count. Sure, we know the alphabet so we can form vernacular language. You put words together, whether it's a 4-letter word, it doesn't matter. Because the real benefit behind knowing the alphabets is that the more you understand the vibrations of words and numbers themselves, whatever day you're born on, the better you can understand the people around you and why some people don't get along naturally. And also know your strong points and know what negative tendencies to avoid, because we can all have our negative sprees where you think people are acting bipolar. Nah, don't label people. Nobody out here is schizophrenic. That's my educated opinion, because everything's a frequency. If you learn that energy can't be created or destroyed, it's only transferred, then sometimes people just have energy that hangs on to them. You've been around the wrong things or people, and it clings to you, and you get this reception that you can't really let go of. So you got to change your pattern of thinking, and all that just comes time and effort. So the label, all them little labels, that doesn't really get anything accomplished. What I'm really out here today to talk about, I wanna go over something that's brief in this book, because it's a lot. It's beautiful. Father's been working on this for years. It shows you how to master your psyche, master nature, be able to be a magician that can develop things like this. But what I'm going to talk about, I have my book out here, the little notebook. I'm going to go over some things that I want, if you have the time today, or whenever you watch this video, to go over with me. It's really about the alphabet. And what you will find in the alphabet, I'm going to label it to you, because we're going to go through 1 through 9. So I got my pen here. I think it fell on the ground. What I want you to do is get a piece of paper like so. Pencil, pen, whatever. Pencil if you feel like you're going to make a mistake. And I want you to horizontally write 1 through 9. The reason we're going with 1 through 9, because everything in our life is simplified through 1 through 9, because 9 is the number of completion. After that, yeah, you get 10, but let's just say 0 is a number without value. So in that sense, it would get bracketed like this, making that just 1. So yeah, you got your numbers 1 through 9. Once you do that, cool. The first letter of the alphabet, of course, is A. So just follow what I'm doing. A, B, C. And it's quite simple. I really spaced it out just so you can be able to see the detail. And excuse me how I write with my pencil. I'm left-handed. It's kind of awkward, I guess, to some, but hey, it works for me. I taught myself how to write. It's all good. So yeah, I is the 9th letter of the alphabet, and that's your first row. Now, the reason I do this, it'll make sense soon enough. J, like I said earlier, 10, it's also a numerical value of 1. If we were to sum the digits, anything after 9, you pretty much sum up. So as we analyze this, J is also 1, and since K is the 11th letter of the alphabet, you can see why I'm simplifying, because 1 plus 1 will also be 2. So let's put K here. L, because once again the 12th letter of the alphabet is L, but 1 plus 2 is 3. I don't have to do that all the way through. Just follow along, and this will all make sense. The wind is acting up. Okay, and then you have your second row there. See where I'm getting at? Now, and it helps you memorize. Sometimes people can't right off bat know what letter of the alphabet it is because they have to count on their fingers. You don't have to do that anymore. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet, because 1 plus 9 is, if you want to do 10, but then again it's 1, right? Okay. And you just go in order, yo. U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And don't really trip because there's no letter to fall under this. It'll all make sense. Look at this. Now, if you read vertically now that we've worked horizontally, read vertically in each column. And I worked with this with some people already, and once you try to sound this out, sometimes you see a different message that's always been there. I can't make this up. This is all science. Right here, this is AJS, which is also aegis. This is bucket, BKT. If I were to beatbox it, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to beatbox now, though. And that's self-explanatory. That's clue, CLU. This right here is DMV. And also this right here is ENW. Now the reason I say this is DMV because there's no accident that V and W are neighbors in the alphabet. ENW is also, if you were to use anagrams and move words around, it's new, renewal. Okay? Look at that, Fox. This has always been there. Fox. GPY, if you would try to sound it out, is also Jippy, or to be Jipped. Jip. HQZ is also a common acronym we use to describe headquarters, or at least that's what I'm knowledgeable of. HQZ has been headquarters for a long time. And IR, I guess the inappropriate way of saying I am. You don't say IR doing something, you say I am. Now look at this though. If we were to decipher this, like what does this mean, man? You just got letters horizontal and you're reading it vertically. Look at it this way. After aegis and a bucket, you finally get a clue. A bucket is the world we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? We didn't always have all of this architecture that you see, be able to build fire. You see the barrels over there, you burn sticks. Fire. After aegis and the bucket, the ice age, because before we were primitive, we relied off of survival needs. Of it was cold. It's cold as hell out here. You know what I mean? We got to eat something. Can't cook it. Got to eat it raw right then and there. Believe me, it was tough. After aegis and the bucket, you finally get a clue of the dim view, the world that we're in. It was a dim view. But then when the sun came out, new prospects, a new concept came to the human brain. Like, dang, we got sunlight, and they couldn't really fathom what this warmth was, but it was able to it shaped the body, because before without sunlight you didn't have a need for melanin, or your body was very hairy because you had to adapt to being cold, and without clothing you have a lot of hair on your body. Not to digress, after aegis in the bucket, you finally get a clue of the dim view, the world you're in, and with that becomes renewal. And like anything, you become enlightened, know how to use a pencil, right? Make music. You're wise. You're wiser as a fox. Fox is very wise. And with wisdom, nobody can trick you, right? because you're hip to that. With wisdom, you finally get hip to the dim view, the world that we're in. I mean, you're hip, so you can't be gypped of the headquarters in which you reside, IR. Come on, man, look at this. You can say I tried to make a storyboard out of this, but it's right there. It's been there all along. All along. Aegis, Bucket, Clue, Dim View, Newell, Renewal, Fox, Jippy, Headquarters, IR. You can't say people aren't acting brainwashed nowadays. You got to use the resources as they come to you. As they come to you. I use technology. I've been on Facebook since 2006, but I'm not a fan of Instagram and stuff like that because to me, I enjoy artwork, but taking a picture of a plate of food or your kicks and all that, let go of the narcissism. There's much to the world than just looking at still images of people that they took an hour ago, 2 days ago, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago. You find yourself doing that for such a long period of time, you're not getting anything accomplished. You don't have a game plan. And that's what this is talking about. People that have worked on the alphabet long ago know that world operates in cycles. And if you really think you're egotistical and we have this technology, this is the first time we're discovering this, we've been here before. The only thing is, when you use your resources up too much, your technology overrides your resources, and then there comes struggle, because we're being so pampered right now. People can just do things at the click of the button. Most people don't even know how to lay concrete, let alone change a tire. It's sad, right? And that's really the zombie apocalypse, because you got a lot of people walking around dawdling, idling, swiping the thumb across the screen thousands of times a day. You probably do that so many times. This action right here, swiping. And a lot of this things needs to be said. I could go on and on about it, but it's all in here. My father made this book. It's brilliant. A lot of people in this world have a vision. It's otherworldly. It at first, it doesn't make sense to most, but when you're able to outline, and that brings me back to when people get called crazy or whatnot because they don't think like the normal individual. But that's what makes art or music. People that have this ability. So this is definitely something people need to grasp a hold of. And if you're interested in it, I think this can change your pattern of thinking. Whether everything I discussed in this video, we're all unique individuals, and we all have a birthday, and we all have a name. And you should be careful not to change your name too many times throughout your life, because it can change your vibe, your frequency, your destiny, because you were given a name for a purpose. Hopefully it was creative thought when you were born. And I know some people have weird names, but to each his own. Make that work for you. Understand where you come from, understand your ability, and work with that. Don't keep trying to change yourself for others, or you don't be ashamed of yourself. I know everybody isn't perfect, but we strive for perfection. That's the beauty of it. I'm not perfect. A lot of times I work on so much stuff. I have to learn to be satisfied and move on to the next. Otherwise, I'll be working on trying to fortify one thing that's already brilliant to others. I'll never move along. And don't be afraid to work together, because you can't do everything by yourself. You can't be a videographer, photographer, engineer, producer, scheduler, all of that. There's people that are good at what they do. Some people are good at being socially active. Some people like to be the man behind the stage, pulling strings, you know what I mean? Cool. Learn what you're good at and work with others. Spread love. Don't go on those hating sprees, because sometimes when I get like that, I got to take a walk. Work on yourself. Remember what you're here for. I know this video is going to be long, but just look at this, man. Let that focus in. That's the foundation of what you've grown up on. You probably learned in school, but you didn't learn it like this. So the people that wrote this were brilliant metaphors and metaphors, or scribes rather, that wrote in metaphors to describe what the world's going through. Don't get brainwashed. Don't just do things day to day on autopilot and not think about your future. I'm becoming more aware every day. The more I talk, the more I listen to people give me feedback, and the more I read about myself. So good stuff, right? Good stuff. There's more to that, but I'm gonna be making more videos, man, because it's a blessing to have something like this. We need this. A lot of the things you think you need, you don't need likes, you don't need retweets, you don't need that type of false attention. Forget trying to impress people. If you want to impress someone, bring something like this. I love my father, I love my mother, I love everybody in my family. I'm spreading love, and this is why I'm making this video. It's a beautiful day, April 7th. Make something happen. Reach out to me, ahmadrahsan@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Facebook, ahmadrahsan11, and I'm gonna put the link below this video. Okay? I'm out here chilling, man, but it's gonna be a good day. Spread love.